Did you guys see Brian Shapiro and Kyla talking, and Brian telling Kyla that he thought that she was the best debater on the left to date? Oh my God. Talk about a simp, Brian. Holy shit. You see the cringiest conversation you've ever seen in your life? I'll show it to you. Apparently, Kyla is going to be taking over some new progressive organization and run it into the ground, not so erudite. Apparently, she's going to take over some new progressive organization now. I don't know how she keeps getting into these. Somehow she's going to now run some new progressive. And man, I always thank God for the fact that he places my enemies, who are some of the dumbest people on planet Earth, in positions of authority because I don't ever have to do anything and just watch them destroy whatever the is that they're trying to build. You're about to witness one of the most annoying conversations that you've ever seen
No,
in your life.
All right, so I have.
They don't want it now. Now they're like, actually, we don't want it.
Yeah, it's so insane. Waiting right there is Kyla Turner. She's a liberal podcaster, and I just have so much respect. I don't know how she just got done a few weeks ago debating Andrew Wilson for 8 hours, which is like I did 4.5 hours, and I thought I that was like I was some sort of champion. I don't know how she did 8, but
and you both lost too, Brian. One of you just lost for 4 hours longer than the other one of you lost.
We welcome Kyla Turner to the show. Kyla, it's great to see you. How are you?
Hi. Thank you so much for having me, Brian. I appreciate it. And it rounds to it was 8 hours and 47 minutes. So 9 hours.
God. All right, we'll get to that. I do want to ask you questions about that debate.
But I heard JoJo going off about Iran. Oh my goodness, so good, so good. I have so many thoughts. So yeah,
she is so great, and I really love her commentary, and I love yours as well. So I appreciate you being here. Let's start with the firing of Kristi Noem. And by the way, obviously, I did not know we were going to be talking about this. I didn't know this.
Kidding.
Yeah, I didn't think this happened. I found out like an hour before I went on the air.
Yeah.
And I said, all right, I'm going to have to ask both of you about this. What was your initial reaction when you heard that Kristi Noem was fired?
Ding dong. That was my reaction immediately. I mean, it's annoying because if you read, she's getting this like new position so she can say tenured and still make money. Like the punishment for embezzling like $240 million from the American people shouldn't be you're fired, but now you get a new job that's just like in name only. It's like the consolation. You shouldn't get a consolation prize.
The contagion that is the destiny triangles, the contagion of that is like nothing I've ever seen on the internet, ever. I've never seen anything like it. It's the most copied, least useful thing on planet Earth. And all of these liberal commentators copy it for some reason. All of them. Destiny triangles. Oh, are you serious? Or, they do this. Oh. Annoying.
You should go to jail and you should be forced to refund. Like, oh gosh, it's nice. It's like it's this nice little victory where like
it's one of the problems with liberal unlikability, progressive unlikability, is how over the top performative it is. And I think it's okay to be performative. I just think it's really cringy when you try to be over the top performative for the purpose of trying to adulate yourself, make yourself appear like you're more of an entertainer than you actually are.
Yes, but okay, the guy replacing her sucks a lot.
Maybe the dumbest politician in the country, Mark Wayne Mullen. You're speaking of.
Lauren Boebert is running in for number 2.
I would say they're both hand in hand. There, they would make a lovely couple. But obviously, that's the sad part about this. If anybody was put in that position with some level of competence, I would say, okay, this is a win for America. I'm not so sure it is. I don't think Mark Wayne Mullen is much of an upgrade. Do you?
I actually am concerned that he might be worse because he's got at least Kristi Noem, as far as I know, never tried to physically fight multiple people in.
The contagion of the Destiny Triangle would be a great cartoon skit. That's true.
Congress, right? I don't know. I was like looking at clips of him to remind myself. I don't know if you remember when he tried to fight the team.
Yes, I do. He stood up and he said,
It's like
"Let's
they're
go
actors
right
for
now."
people
He
who
stood
watch
up
the Kardashians.
absurd
It's a new form of
behavior.
fake
That's like
entertainment.
4.5 feet tall.
It seems completely fake and performative and meaningless. Like when you're having a normal conversation and you become so overly animated as though that's going to make you more endearing to people. It actually does not endear you to people. It actually takes away from your authenticity. And one of the things in this business that makes you either very successful or not very successful is if people believe that you're being authentic. They think that you're being you. People can even put up with you if you're wrong. They can't put up with you if you're faking.
I think he's got short man syndrome and he's stupid. That's a really bad mix because he's going to try to flex. I mean, you had Kristi Noem, who was cosplay Kristi, spending our taxpayer dollars dressed up in her getup going around the country with Kash Patel. And now you're going to have Mark Wayne Mullen, who is going to want to show how much testosterone he allegedly has to make up for him being 4 feet tall. And I agree with you, by the way. I agree with you. I think he could be actually worse. It's very possible. Very, very possible.
The only thing we can hope for is that his ego is so large that he won't be an entire sycophant to Trump. And so it'll create a lot of tensions between him and the crazy world to be in, where I'm hoping and praying that the replacement for Kristi Noem is just more incompetent, so less gets done. Like that's where we're at right now, which is really frustrating. It feels like there's no comeuppance, there's no retribution, there's no justice for the absolute degradation and theft that these cronies have been doing to the American people and to America at large. It's the world. We haven't gotten to the world yet, right?
Yeah, they do that too, right? They do the overt speed talking, and you can't even understand what they're saying. This is the world, right? What did you just say? Like, does anybody even understand what she says here?
It's the world. We haven't gotten to the world yet, right?
What the was that? Listen again. What the what?
Large. It's
the
world. We haven't gotten to the world yet, right?
Listen to this.
To America at large, it's
the
world. We haven't gotten to the world yet, right?
None of these. None of them are endearing qualities.
Yeah, so it's the Schadenfreude is happy to watch Kristi Noem get fired after an embarrassment congressional hearing, but the policy brain of mine goes, it's not better and it might be worse.
Did you see
imagine talking down to people your entire life so much that you even do it with your hands? You can't even just limit it to your mouth. You actually begin to talk down to them with your hands too. Watch as Kyla describes the brain by pointing at her brain, because she does not think that you, the viewer, are smart enough to understand what she's referencing without pointing it out to you.
Worse.
Did you see the questioning yesterday?
Congressional hearing, but the policy brain of mine goes.
The policy brain. And you know where that is? My policy brain, guys? It's in my head. Right here. My policy brain is in my head. That's where my policy brain lives. Right here, in case you were confused. In case you were confused about where Kyla's policy brain is, it's in this general area. Wants to make sure that you were not unaware of this fact.
It's not better and it might be worse.
Did you see the questioning yesterday, Nancy Mace on Governor Tim Walz asking what a woman is, when these guys, and this goes into my next topic, of course, which is Iran, they can't even define what a war is. They ask liberals and people like you and people like me who certainly lean to the left, can you define what a woman is and what a man is? They can't even define what a war is. We have some.
How much you guys want to bet that neither of them define what a war is while complaining about this? Anybody want to bet? Anybody want to bet?
Members of Congress that are saying we've been at war with Iran for 50 years. We have other members of Congress that are saying we didn't act first and this isn't a war. Like I'm saying it like if somebody us, how could we define?
It's just what women do. Stop overanalyzing. Shut up, dude. No, they don't. There's people always telling me shit that's just completely false. Just totally false. I've talked to thousands of women all over the country. No, they don't. They don't talk all the time with their hands. They don't do that shit. Sometimes they can be a little animated with their hands, sure. Some guys can too. But no, they don't talk like that. They don't go, "And this until we get to the triangles, which are in my brain." They don't do that. You're just full of shit, bro. You're full of dog shit.
Find that not as a war.
What are you preempting with your preemptive strikes? Aren't you preempting a war? A war? And then when they strike back, doesn't that mean that now, like what's a war to you if not multiple cities getting missiled and Iran just firing at all of its neighbors and us right now competing for complete total air dominance with Hegseth saying we want air dominance so we can switch from you.
What the fuck is wrong with this chick? This is a bizarre speech pattern arrangement that's going on. This is very bizarre the way that she's talking at the moment. What the fuck is wrong with her? Listen to this.
Just firing at all of its neighbors and mean that now, like what's a war?
How can we define that not as a war?
What are you preempting with your preemptive strikes? Aren't you preempting a war? A war? And then when they strike back, doesn't that mean that now, like what's a war to you if not multiple cities getting missiled and Iran just firing at all of its neighbors and us right now competing for complete total air dominance with Hegseth saying we want air dominance so we can switch from using missiles to, which is just like making things less accurate. Right. Horrifying to hear that.
These people are annoying. I'll take the bet. Here's my money. I lose. You just lost. They didn't define what a war was. She just gave examples of what else do you call that but a war, but it doesn't define what a war is. Destiny triangles and the Kyla peekaboo are silly modifiers for the audience, but great telegraphs for a debater to spot the infamous argument from incredulity.
Right. And so, yeah, that's a good point. They definitely don't know what war is, but they certainly like to wage it. The Department of War, but can't define war.
Yeah, and they can't even define or give a reasonable explanation by most standards of why we went to war with Iran, right? I mean, I was talking to JoJo about this earlier. First, they start talking about how we're only going to be there a couple days, then it's 4 or 5 weeks. I think it's going to be months at least. Then they say that, well, our hand was forced, at least Marco Rubio alluded to this, because it was going to attack first. Then we heard, well, Iran was going to attack us. Then we, Donald Trump and Caroline Leavitt yesterday saying, well, it was basically a whim. It was a feeling. And I'm thinking to myself, you guys are the ones that said we obliviated them 8 months ago. We obliviated their nuclear capabilities 8 months ago. So were you guys lying then? Like, I don't understand.
Is she doing sign language? I don't know what she's doing. Can we put AI puppets on her hands, please? Just have them talk. Have her hands talking to her. These two are the worst to listen to. Their positions are philosophically incoherent and lack consistent epistemology to apply their bullshit principles selectively. 100%.
They can't come up with any reasoning. What's the reasoning? I mean, I haven't heard anything that's reasonable as to why we're in this war.
I suspect Marco Rubio's is the closest to accurate answer that we'll have at like a strategic level. I'm sure for Trump, it's all whims and feelings and vibes, and he just wanted to now. Trump's policy is, who do I like the most and who's talking to me the most recently? And so if somebody is gunning for Iran and
rightfully so. Well, that's for sure. So we've talked about a few of the excuses as to why they did this. I tend to think that a part of the reason why Trump decided to do this, not
cognitively cogent enough to be planning long term anymore, right? And so it feels
cognitively cogent enough, huh?
Like what's happening is lots of reactions. I'm sure that it will benefit to worst answer to get in there. It's probably all of these things, which shows again the level of the
best argument for your upcoming debate, Agrippa's trilemma. Found some of your money in my wallet, Andrew. Sorry, I'm just giving it back to you as well. You should.
Competence in these strikes and much better intelligence before you make strikes on a sovereign nation.
And not alone. You're right, Kyla. And I think Americans were
going of evil. She's a political philosopher, but this idea that so often when we see malicious things, we think that there's like this evil genius behind it, like plotting it out, when more often it is incompetent egoist fools who don't have enough of an alarm bell in their head to go, maybe I should hold back and not do evil things and bad things. And I think that,
like her former partner, Destiny.
That's what we're seeing, right? We saw it with Maduro. What was the plan with
and Destiny? Did he say obliviated? I think he meant obliterated. Who knows with Brian?
Venezuela?
None.
What was all of that? Because
With Brian Shapiro, the lights are on, but nobody's home.
Kidnap the president. Kidnap the president. Let's steal the oil. You think he cares?
I'm done with debate prep now, guys. Sorry. Now I'm just watching as.
Speaking of ridiculous, so a friend of mine tells me, hey, do you know that girl Kyla from the Unf America tour? Did you know she just did an 8-hour plus debate with Andrew Wilson? I'm like, no, I did.
From the Unf America tour. She's clearly on. All the signs are there. That explains a lot of the hand movements, along with the wanting to mimic Destiny, who is likely on them as well.
And it was really hard for me to watch, not because of you. You're just way too smart and articulate. Just the excuses and listen. Andrew's probably going to watch this. He's going to say, Brian, why are you talking crap about me again? Because he always does that. It's not that I'm even talking crap. I'm just
yes, he is.
It's like, I don't know how I have so much respect for the fact that you were able to do an 8-hour and 40-minute debate with that man
and lose for 8.5 hours with a banger ending where I played just a little bit on her ego and she lost her mind.
And when I think a lot of his debates and a lot of his personality is bad faith.
Everything's bad faith, right? Andrew, you destroyed me in a debate. It's bad faith. You're supposed to just sit there and let us punch you in the face while you take it.
Debates, bad faith arguments.
Bad faith debates, bad faith arguments. Never tell you what the arguments are that are bad faith. Never tell you nothing. Always the same criticism. Brian Shapiro is the epitome of the wheel is spinning, but the hamster is dead. True.
I don't know how you were able to do it. How, I guess, is my question.
Well, you see, it works like this. Here's how she was able to do it, Brian. The same way that you were able to debate with my wife because somebody paid her some money to show up. That's what happened. And you guys can't help yourselves because you don't make any money online, right? Somebody offers you a couple of breadcrumbs. You can't help yourself. You go and you enter in these debates. You don't have any clue about them. You have no idea about the topics. You have no idea about nothing. And you get obliterated in them. Stupid. She got paid. I think Brian paid for her hotel and her travel. I don't know if she got paid anything past that. $10 cartoon idea have been a scouter scanning for debating power levels would be so cool. Oh, yeah. That guy, Doinks, Frog on X, asked her, does it grip? She got bent out of shape. Damn. Okay.
Of energy drinks. Like I had like 3 to 4 energy drinks. I mean, but by the end, like I don't know. I think next time I go on, I'm gonna have a much harder boundary about like when we end. I think Brian wanted to go as long as he could because he was making good money. But I'm not making money when I go, so I need to have a much harder cap of time limit because
I am. I always make a lot of money when I go.
Yes.
It's exhausting. I walked away and I think I ended that and I just like cried from exhaustion. Like I was like, that was the worst thing ever.
That's what she cried from. She was crying because she was exhausted. Not crying because she had the epic realization at the end of the debate when I pointed out that she has a likability issue and that's why she can't grow her audience. That wasn't the thing that made her cry. It was that she was tired. She was just a little tired. She had to work a whole 8 hours, guys. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine having to work for 8 hours? It's just crazy. How do you work for 8 hours? Could you, I mean, just think about that. Brian's a monster. Made her work for 8 hours. And how many women is that, by the way, who I've made cry on the whatever podcast without ever even meaning to? They just start crying. Please have a convo with Ian Carroll. He means well, but has gone off the deep end and needs some Wilson-style logic injected into his dome. Didn't I have a conversation with Ian Carroll recently?
And I'm so tired.
Was he nice to you after the debate when the microphones were off and the show was over? Like, what does he say to you?
He's always decently polite with me. I don't know. I've known Andrew for like 3 years. So there's like this weird nemesis kind of polite. And, he's asked me about the husband and stuff.
There's no nemesis thing. Kyla is definitely not my nemesis. She's not good enough to be my nemesis. She's just a moron who exists online, who I wreck a bunch, and my wife wrecks a bunch, and is going to wreck again at the upcoming DebateCon. In fact, I can even tell you exactly what Kyla's entire mode of operation will be for her arguments. You ready for this? Kyla is going to analyze Rachel's previous debates because Kyla's been on the other end of Rachel before and been annihilated by her. Kyla is going to come in thinking that she's a smarty pants and she's going to try to use economic arguments from the feminist perspective, thinking that that's going to be a weakness of Rachel because Rachel has not yet had the opportunity to deploy her economic arguments against feminism. I'm guessing that that's exactly where Kyla's going to go, and she's going to be in for a big surprise.
Personal questions for you from people that you know. I've been asked to debate Rachel Wilson at a certain college university next month on feminism. I've never debated anybody on feminism. Do you think I should do it?
If you do, I would read her book. So, you know, she's going to go a lot into like really niche, weird history stuff that she's like rewritten. So
Great.
if you do,
She's like rewritten it. Rachel has rewritten history by citing it.
of course, I think you should debate everyone you want to because you're Brian and you do great at debates and you make people very mad.
Just imagine lying to this guy like that. Like one of the worst, most overt lies I've ever heard. You ready?
You should debate everyone you want to because you're Brian and you do great at debates.
Imagine just the over-the-top lies. Who would ever say that? Ever.
And you make people very mad. Just make sure you are aware of what her book says, because that's what it's going to be, all feminist history. All.
Oh God, but that's so I'm just not interested in that, right? That's such torture. You're probably right. I probably should if I'm going to debate her, but it's like torture for me to read this stuff. It's like I'm pretty consistent on it. Like, do I think women should be paid the same as men as athletes? No, I think it should be. I think it should be based on how much profit a company makes. Do I think women as a whole should be treated the same as men? Yes, of course. I mean, but I can go into why women aren't getting paid the same as men. There's a lot of different, and we might agree on some topics. I don't know, but I'm going to tell her, I'm not interested in hearing about the historical background of feminism. Like, I'm just not going to debate you on that because I just don't want to read her book. Is that unfair of me? I just don't.
Probably should have. Kyla gave him some good advice. She said, at least go in prepared. Brian was woefully unprepared. Hang on a second. Let me pull up the other one. This wasn't the one that I was trying to pull up. Hang on.
They are leading a new group called the Take America Back Tour, where they're going to be touring all over the country, starting in D.C. this week. I will be a part of that. And I'm really excited to welcome two people that I certainly have.
Did you hear this? Listen again. Listen to this. Oh, do you want to see an unmitigated disaster in the making? Here we go.
They are leading a new group called the Take America Back Tour. They're going to be touring all over the country, starting in D.C. this week. I will be a part of that. And I'm really excited to welcome two people that I certainly have a lot of respect for, and they do great work. Kyla Turner and Mercedes joining us right now on the program. Ladies, thank you so much for being here. How are you?
The Take America Back Tour. Sure, Z was completely unsuccessful as the head of the America Tour. He was not able to keep Dean and Parker on board. They were the only ones who had any star power for the said tour. She couldn't piggyback off of the TPUSA College Campus, Conservative Campus tours. Before that, you had the Progressive Victory. They also were trying to piggyback off of conservative media. They were unsuccessful as well. After Progressive Victory, you had another small one in the interim, and then the America Tour, on and on and on it goes. Now we have the Take Back America Tour. It's going to be headed by a Canadian. Imagine that. Imagine the Take Back America Tour, which is being, well, I don't know if she's leading it or not, but a Canadian is going to be a spokesman for the Take Back America Tour. You can't make it up.
Hi, thanks for having us, Brian. I appreciate it.
Of course. Yeah, I appreciate you both being here. Kyla, let me start with you. So this is exciting. This is a new tour, a new group with a bunch of left-leaning creators. Tell me why you decided with Mercedes to put this Take Back America Tour together.
So that Andrew Wilson could go out with a few other masterful debaters and completely annihilate us everywhere that we went for his own personal amusement.
I've been a liberal for a long time, and one of the things that I feel like is a consistent feedback I get is that liberals aren't cool and nobody wants to hang out with them or have them at a party. I remember I posed a joke.
They're not cool, and nobody does want to hang out with them anywhere, including at a party. Nobody wants to hang out with liberals ever at all for any reason at any time because they're awful.
To Democrats and I said, imagine there's a party and you know it's filled with only Democrats. Are you excited to go to the party? And
No, but Kyla's not going to bring coolness back to Democrats. They're just going to liberal harder. If only liberals were more cool.
a lot of people who were Democrats were like, man, I don't know. So I really want to, the idea of Take Back America is, I feel like the right has been able to steal so many of like the best things of American iconography and American vision and American culture and just pretend it's only Republican when it's definitely not just only Republican. So it's kind of this like
What?
burnt out millennial, like, man, I'm tired, but like the Democrats aren't doing what we need them to do and everyone's going crazy. So I guess we gotta like rise up like an anime protagonist, like
Insufferable. Absolutely insufferable.
digging deep and fighting back.
I've been to plenty of parties, and I got to tell you, plenty of Democrats, and they've been fun. So I don't know why people.
Well, yeah, he goes to parties where there's only models that he gets into hot tubs with and then sends you their pictures. Like, have fun debating this weekend. Look at what I'm doing. I'm in a hot tub with a bunch of. Look at me.
I agree. I think Democrats are great. I think our branding is just bad. I think our branding is just bad, and we're gonna fix that.
Agree with that. Mercedes, I'll ask you the same question, and thanks for coming on with us. Talk to me about Take Back America and why you decided to be a part of this.
Many people know that I'm ex-MAGA, so I feel like we need a side that represents people who aren't just your typical like corporate-looking Dems a lot better. I'd argue that, again, with what Kyla said, the branding issue on the left seems to proliferate amongst the whole party. So,
Oh man, but you're cool. You have a Bass Pro Shop hat on with a I don't know, Fred from Scooby Doo kerchief. You're cool. I can't wait to go hang out with you. Man, she's speaking my language because she has a Bass Pro Shop hat on. Oof. Man, I thought for a while these people were gonna suck, but man, they sure fooled me. The second I saw that Bass Pro Shop, I realized, wow, Democrats can be cool, guys. They really can. Imagine you're on Subway and you had to sit in between them. No. Poof. Don't you guys feel better now? I was like, damn, these people suck. Till I saw this. And I realized, oh man, she's just like a normal conservative woman, only not. That's all. She's like a normal conservative chick, only she's not, that type of thing.
the Take Back America tour is more of a group that is okay with the edgier folks of society. We're okay with people who are more outcasted or feel like they might not belong to one party over the other, simply because they don't know how they fit in socially. So we just want to create a space in which, if you're outcasted, if you don't believe in right-wing policy, but if you don't want to fit in with like the hyper boxes the left tries to put people in, then you can come hang out with us.
Who the f are they? Who is that? Who the f is that? Libertarians? It's just like degenerate libertarians are your target audience? Who's the target audience here? So here's what we think. What we think. We think that there's like a bunch of social outcasts, like don't really fit in with the right or the left. What are they? Just like angsty goth kids? Life is tragic. Life is tragic, Mom. It's tragic. There's nothing here for me. The Republicans don't give me anything, and the Democrats don't give me anything. I'm too good for all of this. Destiny triangles. Destiny triangles, Mom. Who the f are these people? I love that Brian says touring all over the country, and they're starting in DC, but at the end they say they're only for sure doing 2 events. All over the country. They have to do 2 test events so that they can find out how abysmally bad they suck. Here's why. Ready for this? I'm going to tell you why this is going to be a complete, unabashed failure. Right out of the gate, I'm going to explain why. You ready? Because nobody gives a shit about these people. They don't have the it. They don't have the thing that is required to be a larger than life personality that when you walk into a room, everybody can't wait to either shake your hand or stab you to death with multiple daggers. They don't have that. Whatever that moxie is doesn't exist with them. So here's what's going to happen. They're going to go to a few events. Maybe a few of their friends will show up. That's it. Be a total failure. But what they'll do is they'll cope and say, "Oh, there was 5, 6 people who came by and talked to us. So this was a big success. And I think if we just had more marketing money and more Democrats giving us money, that these would be much bigger events." They won't be.
Tell me a little bit about what you guys are going to be doing. Is this about debating people on college campuses? Is this about just talking to people in the streets? Are you going to be going to Republican events? What is the plan? How many stops this summer?
There is no plan. The plan is that Kyla over here, who is a psychomagician, a psychometrician, sorry, not a psychotic magician, my bad, probably did some bullshit cursory data analysis and figured out that there's some market demographic that she can try to pander to. She's going to go to 2 locations where you can pander to them, and it's going to fail. That's I'll bet whatever you want on it.
Either of you can answer that if you'd like.
So we got 2 stops booked for this summer. They're going to be both at conservative-filled events.
They're going to piggyback. So their plan is the same as Z's plan. Z, who was ahead of the America tour. The plan is go where there's a large conservative event, because at the large conservative event, lots of people are going to show up for those personalities because, well, they're awesome. And when all those people show up, then Kyla will be there to piggyback off of that success and try to poach some of the people away. Boy, I'm sure glad they changed up their strategy. Whew. It's not like they haven't been trying that one for the last 7 years. And how did that turn out?
For now, we're doing a lot of non-campus tour stops specifically. We kind of, Charlie Kirk was really good at what he did because he went to where the left was and he wanted to be fighting and wrestling with the left. And so campuses are great. And I think campus tours are awesome, and we'll definitely be at campuses as well.
She would have won me over if it was the camo Bass Pro hat. Now I just think she has psychosis. Yeah.
But I think it's really important to go to where non-left-leaning people are if you want to show them kind of like, hey, we actually are like realists. We want pragmatic policy. We actually want Democrat policy that affects the common man and actually makes life better. And I think that that's something people can really get behind. So our first stop is...
They're going to ask you about feminist and left-wing core positions, and you're just going to be left-wingers. And so they're going to be like, well, you're just a normal left-winger. Good job. Way to move the goalposts. Shows 2 fingers because she doesn't think Brian knows what the word "to" means, which he does not. Well, it's fair.
Is going to be at the Washington UFC fight at the White House. So we're going to take about 14 creators and walk around and talk to people and debate people and film content and just try to show people.
Anybody hear anything about this? Didn't they just have that UFC fight? What? Wasn't it over the weekend? Anybody hear about the 14 progressives who showed up and were walking around debating people? No? Nobody heard about it? I didn't hear about it either. I didn't hear anything about it. Anyone? Anyone hear anything? No, nobody heard nothing. That's crazy. Not a thing. No one even noticed they existed.
We're going to be doing more of like a counter messaging program and being at Freedom Fest. So really excited. And then, we might have more in the books. We just started recently. So two is already a lot. So we'll see where we go from.
And I have the first episode of the Take Back America tour, apparently. Boy, I can't wait to watch it. I'm sure it was a dizzying success.
From here.
Yeah, I mean, Kyla, you're definitely known as somebody who, at least in my opinion, one of the better debaters on the left. I don't know how you were able to sit across from Andrew Wilson for 8.5 hours. That's unbelievable. And then Mercedes, you have an unbelievably huge platform. I mean, there are millions and millions of people that watch your videos on social media. I watch them on Facebook pretty much every day, and I love your.
Never heard of this chick. I've literally never even heard of her. I've never heard of her. But Brian goes out live to 700,000 people a day, according to him, too. So
Content. Are you worried at all? I mean, I guess this is a question for both of you, and I'll ask Mercedes this question first. I've seen people come up to you and take selfies with you all the time. Are you worried about that? Like going up to Trump supporters, say in DC this weekend, do you worry about your safety?
Never. No, I guess some people say that I'm a little too humble in that sector, but I just don't give a damn. Like, I'll walk up to anyone and have a conversation with anyone.
oh yeah, nobody knows who the you are.
If anyone wanted to take a picture with me, right? I don't care. If I'm going to get in a debate with you, I don't care. Safety, to be honest, is like in the back of my mind, but I think that's a me problem.
Of course, left-wingers don't have to worry about their personal safety because right-wingers aren't over-the-top lunatics who are them at their own events. That's not what's happening. It happens the other way around.
But I just don't care. I'm just doing it for the fun
1,000 followers on X, man.
of the game. Love the game,
We do
man.
have security, just so it's clear. We do have security that will be.
We do.
No,
No, that I don't. I don't feel.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Mercedes. Kyla, I wanted to ask you for a moment about how Dave Rubin. I have to ask you about this because you were a part of that whole debate, that Jubilee thing, and now Dave Rubin is doing podcasts saying that he felt threatened by you guys. Parker made some statements, because I think it's laughable. He thinks it's laughable. I want to get your take on that. Dave Rubin is calling people like you a threat, and I guess he's using that as an excuse for his Jubilee performance. What would you say to that? I'm just curious.
I don't know. Powerful cope, I guess. I don't know. It's just like the maximum victim complex. No, nobody was threatening towards him. Nobody made any moves towards him. I understand that he feels like he saw hate in the eyes of some people.
Look, this is going to be the one olive branch these leftists ever get from me, ever. Dave Rubin's he's a little